Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
It is a Sunday.
Yes.
And we are gonna do a podcast-y thing. TED Talk looking thing. I don't know. Is that copyrighted? Nobody knows, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, podcast, thing, jig, whatever it is. So, it's currently Sunday for us. Mm-hmm. We are sat in the most relaxing clothing, 3X too big.
Yeah.
Kind of clothing.
That, and it's incredibly cold.
Yes, that too. It is officially fall in Denmark.
Yeah.
It is average of 10 to 15 degrees. So grab a hot beverage and we will have a conversation about random things.
And stuff.
Drink, slave! Bring me my hot beverage. Thank you.
Thank you. Scalding hot.
Oh,
just boiling.
I love it. It's gonna keep my hands warm.
The cat is sat over in the window just staring us down.
Yeah, we got some good lighting in my bedroom, so. And you can see my array of stuffed animals. And there's some behind me. There's Mango.
Mango.
And then there's Boris, which I got from IKEA.
Yep. And we were getting bookshelves and stuff.
Yeah. We love IKEA. We should do an IKEA haul at one point. When we get our tax returns. That word scares people.
Tax return.
Tax season.
Taxi.
Yeah. Okay, so we were going to discuss a very common question that we get in our lifetime, which is, the first topic of conversation is, why are we vegetarian?
Yeah.
Or why we chose to be
vegetarian.
Pescatarian. I gotta remember that's the English word for it. Pescatarian. Because yes, we know there is a difference, but in Danish there is not.
No.
There isn't a word for it. Not yet. It doesn't exist in our world of...
Sadly.
Not yet. Well, there is, but it just sounds disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Just vegetarian. Yeah. Makes it easier. We don't eat enough fish for
vegetarians with the exception of fish.
Yeah, with the exception. Yeah. Well, there used to be vegetarians also eat chicken.
Yeah.
Because it was classified as only red meat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I started my weight loss journey. It's been a long struggle because you weight loss is a funny thing. Because when you don't see results, you get like, well, why am I trying? Okay, this might just be me, but I get the, why am I trying when I see no results? So if nothing happens in 2 weeks, I just give up. So I started my weight loss journey right after I graduated in 2017. I went on vacations. There was a lot of stuff. I traveled a lot, so it was very hard to stick to a strict eating habit. But I did decide at some point that I was like, okay, well, meat has too many calories in it. Meat has a lot of calories. And if you go and look, meat has some of the highest calories in it.
Yeah.
And then if you look up at a nutritionist, because I went to one of those as well, because I had problems with my weight for a long time, and we couldn't figure out what we were doing wrong, because we had been on Weight Watchers, all sorts of other fun things. I've been on a Nupo diet, which is a calorie-controlled liquid diet, basically, and I gained weight on it, and nobody understood how. And I'm always going to be a foodie at heart. Like, I love food, but I'm not going to risk my health, my life, to eat all of it in one go. I will limit myself. I'm not so dumb, or one of those people who doesn't have enough self-control for that.
Yeah.
But I decided that it was easier to eat a lot more, have a calorie suggestion, whatever you want to call it, and meat would take up at least 80% of that, and then I could have like the tiniest little bit of thing on the side. So I decided, well, we have, what do you call it? Vegetarian meat.
Yeah.
Fake meat.
Yeah. Meat substitutes.
Meat-free meat. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that is so much lower for the entire thing. Like, for the entire thing that's meant for like 4 people. Is like so low in calorie compared to what you would get if you were eating normal meat. And sure, it's not like exactly the same, but you can make different types of foods than you thought you could with like normal meat and such.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't even remember what meat tastes like because it's been like, what? I'd say a year and a half.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been a year for me, but...
Well, I went like hardcore vegetarian when you moved in. That was when we really decided, okay, no more, and it showed very good and significant results. And we also do intermediate fasting with that, so there is the whole we eat once a day thing. We eat our allowance of calories, we track our calories, I'm pretty good at looking at foods and pretty good at figuring out the calories, and then of course check it so that I can, make sure that it's not wrong.
But a lot of people like have a heart attack whenever we say like, oh, we just eat once a day, like we only have dinner, and they go, what? And it's like, it's just how this whole process works for us, and that we can live doing this, like eating one time a day. Like not everybody can do that. So like if you are in the process of like losing weight, like sure, eating once a day might work for us, but it might not work for you. Like you might need to have like a small snack or something throughout the day for you to be able to keep doing what you're doing in a daily life.
Or eat 7 times a day. That was one of the biggest recommendations when I was at a nutrition, was eat breakfast, have a snack, eat lunch, have a snack, eat dinner, have a snack. And I'm like, I can't eat that much in one day. And I can't eat that often. I could barely even eat breakfast as a 12-year-old. So it was just too early in the morning. And if I gotta go to school, and I don't want to get up at 5:30 to have to not really. When did I get up for my mom to make me breakfast at that age? I think I got up at 6, but still, because I didn't eat breakfast at one point, I got up at 6:30. It's an extra half an hour of sleep, and I like my sleep.
Yeah. It's like, for me, like, stopping eating breakfast meant that I could stay in bed until, like, 10 minutes until I had to be at school, because I lived, like, 5 minutes that way away from the school, like...
Yeah.
Instead of having to...
Or me when I worked. Yeah. Me when I worked, because I don't eat breakfast, it's literally a 3-minute walk north from my apartment, and it's funny. You just... It makes my life easier, and I'm not saying that it's good for everybody, because it's not. It's just what helped us, and it's what showed significant results.
The cat just is loafing over the window.
Hi! Would you... Oh, I found a dog.
Oh!
Hi! Come enjoy this.
Where the fuck were you 5 minutes ago when we were calling you?
Under my bed. Yeah, so this
Hi.
is Vima without the cone this time. She's doing pretty good.
No longer cone lady.
No longer cone lady. You're so good. Oh, yeah. So you just lay there and be pretty. We're having veggie lasagna. Veggie lasagna is delicious.
Yeah.
But going back to the vegetarian thing, I also get a lot of questions of why you're not vegan. I'm sorry. I think it's amazing. If you can go vegan,
go you.
And it's not due to I don't know, health restrictions or something, but it's by choice, purely by choice. You amaze me. You actually amaze me, because I have the hard issue with substitutes. Substitutes here can get so expensive when it comes to vegans. At least where I live. I mean, it all varies where you live and how pricey things are and such, but I am amazed when people are like, I'm vegan, and it's not because I have any sort of issue, it's what works for me. We don't really have the kind of people at least not here that I know of. Denmark's weird. We got weird manners here. We don't really have anybody who's like, animal rights. Probably someplace, I assume Copenhagen might. I know that Aarhus has had some few ones. We don't really have a lot of ethical issues concerning animals. Denmark is gone crazy on the whole. You have to kill everything ethically. Everything has to be done ethically. All has to be freaking ethically approved by the government 7 years in advance.
Yeah, and because most of it already is approved and is done ethically, most animal activists that I know of, they're more concerned about, other countries.
Oh, yeah. Which I definitely understand. You shouldn't be sat there. I do love my animals. Even as a meat eater, when I was a meat eater, I loved animals. I love my dog, and I would rather nobody eat her. But I also understand that there are there's always bad things in the world, but I praise the vegans out there who do that. Like, I really couldn't. I'm not saying that, like, I say, oh, well, like, it's a choice of, I probably could if I had the financial money to do it. But as a student budget person, I cannot do it. I can do vegetarian because buying a box of shredded cheese is cheaper than me going out to find all the substituted stuff or buying the vegan substituted grated cheese elsewhere because it's usually 4 or 5 times the price where I live. I know it's cheaper in places where the vegetarians are higher, where the population of vegetarianism is higher than that, but here it's not exactly common. A few years ago, you couldn't get anything. You could get like one brand called Corn, which is spelled with a Q, Quorn, which is made out of corn. Self-explanatory. Corn-based chicken, corn-based beef. It is delicious, but bloody expensive, and can only be bought in one store.
But they make a really, really good lasagna.
Oh yeah, they do. I hope I can match up to that tonight. Yeah. But was it vegetarian or was it vegan? I couldn't remember. Because most vegetarian brands, want them to be vegan. Yeah. So that they can sell to that area of people, because we also have people who are allergic to milk. Peanut allergy is very rare here because
that's not something we see.
Lactose intolerance, though, that's a big one. We have 75 different types of milk substitutes. You have 16 different types of oatmeal milk. The vegetarian?
I mean, I'm missing a little bit of the package over
No,
there.
it's ovo-lacto vegetarian.
Ovo-lacto,
vegetarian. So it's
Look at me having pictures of it. Because my nan needed a picture of it.
I had to think about what lacto means you drink milk. Ovo, I assume, means you also eat eggs. Yeah. So
it's got something to do with it.
Yeah, the vegetarian words are just incredibly stupid. I can promise you that. Would you bring us a cat?
Cat.
The pussy.
Puss in the trunk.
The pussy in the trunk.
The puss.
Flying puss.
Oh shit. In a puss. That's my teeth.
You can just sit right here.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Come have family time.
We always need family. Lectino. No, okay. Okay, more.
Okay, this
is scare.
Yeah, but I got and I hot liquid here. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. We love you, kitty cat. Okay. Mom has coffee between her legs.
Okay, it's swim time now, apparently. There we go.
Yeah, we had a cat trying to knock over our little stand of stuff to hold up a book, but that's okay.
Please don't make mom's phone disappear.
Mom's phone's gonna disappear.
Mom will love that.
We lost a lot of weight, actually. We're still working on it. I still get about 10 kilos. I mean, I think the one thing that has to be a big pain in my ass is when people say, oh, but you look fine, you look healthy. I was obese and people told me not to lose weight. I look and feel 10 times better now. I have more energy. I can do things. My brain functions better. And, my family's pretty proud of me. My mom, who struggles, she can't lose weight. And you know what? I love her regardless. Weight does not define your beauty. And Mom, if you're watching, you're absolutely fucking gorgeous and you should just have to believe that. Yeah. But as a personal thing, if you can lose weight and there's nothing prohibiting you from losing weight, I say go for it. Don't let it be a limitation to you, because I know it limits a lot of people. I can talk from seeing Summer at 175 kilos go to 100 some odd kilos. 110 kilos. That her energy has improved. Her mood has improved. She's not as bitchy or as grumpy. She has become a person. And by that I mean she talks, she voices her opinions, she doesn't let people walk on her, And it's something that, I'm sorry, but it's something that does happen to a lot of the bigger
Oh yeah.
part of the
Absolutely.
community. Is that
we're not seen as people, we're just a blob.
Well, not just that, but also like, yeah, sure, I wasn't part of the big blob community.
Yeah.
I was part of the obese community, but it was just, I was just sexualized. My fat was just
It's just
sexualized.
a fetish.
And it made me hate myself. And of course there's the whole, like, oh, well, I got less confident while I lost weight. Yeah, because I realized how fat I really was. Because I stopped listening to random strangers on the internet tell me, oh, you're so gorgeous. Oh my God, you're so thin. No, I was 100 kilos fitting into just the smallest size of a Gigi or a plus size store, which is size 48, I think it is. 48 to 50, isn't it?
I think it's 46 actually to 56 or 58. It depends on
I'm
the
in the
store.
smallest size.
Smallest, yeah.
Well, their size small, I think, is 2, so then it would be 46 to 48.
Yeah.
They do the 2 sizes.
Yeah.
Then, like, I wasn't happy that I couldn't wear my weird, edgy, grunge-looking clothes as I finally figured out what my clothing style is. And according to a very wonderful site, I am grunge. I'm not emo, not goth, not a little bit of both. I am grunge. And you know what? Makes a lot of sense. I'm just edgy, end of story.
But then we can be grungy people together, because I think I've always gravitated towards grunge style more than anything.
Well, yeah, and then there's like the emo phase. You gotta, the emo phase.
Yeah, but I couldn't go full on emo phase because none of it existed in potato size.
Yeah.
So.
But no.
I had the hair.
Yeah. Well, emo is black hair. Seen as colorful hair. Remember that? That was something I was always told.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's just like, there's a lot of stuff that happened with losing weight. You go through so many phases of how you feel, what you feel, how you feel about your diet, how you feel about doing anything. Everything changes. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, weight loss is just becoming smaller. No, it is a whole entire transformation. And it is not a diet you should take on it. It's a lifestyle. Because I have friends who have said in the future, probably, and now in the past, for like the past 10 years, which is a long time to be alive, that they're like, oh, well, this diet doesn't work. That's because you should adapt a lifestyle. Be healthy, have our cheat days, have a cookie. Don't deprive yourself of the things you want.
If you deprive yourself for, say, you're a complete slut for chocolate, and you just completely deprive yourself of that for 2 weeks, you're just gonna have one day and it just snaps, and you're gonna fall out of whatever routine you've built yourself, and it's so hard to get back into. So, like, if you say, okay, well, it's Friday, I can allow myself like a tiny bit if I adjust my dinner, or...
Yeah, make sure it fits within it. Don't just eat normal food and then go, oh, I'm going to add these bunch of calories along. Well, that, of course, is good for the variation of calories, to be able to get your body to not plateau, because that's the biggest problem. If you eat the same amount of calories every day and you don't have one day where it's like 300-400 above, or 200 below, depending on how you eat, you're going to plateau a lot more. You have to vary the calorie intake depending on how you eat, what you eat, and all that fun stuff. But there are people who can just stop eating things because they have that kind of self-control. And if you can do that, honey, good on you. But I can't. I need sugar once in a while.
Yeah.
I know that because I have type 2 diabetes running in my family, I don't want to eat it nonstop. I know that it's bad to be eating it all the time. But I have a cookie, I have ice cream,
Yeah, and like, of course there are the days where we're just like, okay, we've had a day, there's Ben and Jerry's, or pizza, but it's like, but we've also had days where it's like,
it's Ben and Jerry's.
It's Ben and Jerry's, so we go out, we get a tub of Ben and Jerry's each, and we have that for dinner. Like,
yeah. And because we only eat dinner that is literally your amount of calories. Done! Fixed.
Yeah. Fixed.
Not maybe the healthiest thing in the world, but it's better than...
But then we're not sat there, eating, scarfing down a pizza each, and then
Yeah.
cookies or candy.
We don't even
or,
eat. Like, you can even see the amount of food that you can eat a day has gone down. Like, you look at what I used to eat or what you used to eat. I remember how you used to eat. You can't eat half of how you ate. And it's one of the funniest things to sit there and people go, oh, that's all you're going to eat? Well, that's all I'm going to eat because otherwise I will vomit because I will make myself sick.
Yeah.
But if, you know, you had talked to me about 2 years ago, this would have been like, my stomach would have been killing me. I would have been starving. I would have been dying. I would have been, oh my God. Mass, have you checked the cookies?
Yeah.
Weight loss is a thing I could talk about for like 3 hours. Like, it's a big topic of a lot of different changes. We will insert some video editor. Please insert pictures of Summer and I before and after weight loss.
Nice.
And show the progress. Like, Summer, I'm assuming that your weight loss goal is about 70 kilos. For your height, that's roughly an okay amount. Maybe 75. I haven't checked recently what the decent amount. But, and then mine should be about 60.
Yeah.
But all of this all started where, you know, she started losing weight was because she moved in.
Yep.
And
Going vegetarian.
yeah, that too was because of me. But I don't think it's something where, yeah, sure, I sit there and go, I take credit. But it's not just part of me that takes credit because she's also, she sticks with it. She does things. She drinks her water every day. Or tries to drink her water every day. We try and stick to the whole, basically, fluids until dinner time.
Yeah.
And dinner varies depending on the day, depending on the time that we need to be doing other things. And, yeah. I feel like that's a good amount of vegetarian weight loss talk.
For now, at least.
For now, we've got 1 million of these, and we can talk all day and tomorrow about it.
Yeah, and because we're still, you know, going through and doing it,
We will
make
show you.
updates.
We'll show you. We'll talk when we go to podcasts or vlogs and be like, look, you are now, I don't know, 65,000 kilos less or whatever, right? Well, anyways, we will see you guys next week. Yeah. And one more thing before I forget. I have a blog, and I recently switched over from WordPress, and I have moved it over to Blogger, and a lot more financially better for us.
It's free.
Google owns it.
Google owns us.
But if you would like to check it out, I would really appreciate that because it's just real content. I try not to sugarcoat too much. I am not one of those people who enjoys that. But it's just real life, real experiences. You can see my pets on there. My Instagram's on there. So if you guys want to reach out, you do that. Anyways, we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.